All right, so today we're diving deep into Google Ads ROI, specifically how to actually get those conversions soaring and squeeze every last drop of value from our ad budgets. I've got a mountain of articles and research here all about how to really make Google Ads work for us.
Mm.
But before we get lost in the weeds, all the details of keywords and bidding strategies and all that, what's the biggest misconception people have about Google Ads ROI?
Yeah, I think a lot of people get caught up in clicks. They think clicks are the be all and end all, but clicks are just the first step. The real question is, what happens after that click?
Right. So it's not about vanity metrics. It's about what those clicks are actually, turning into. Are they
Yeah.
turning into sales, leads, signups, those bottom line results, right?
Exactly. It's about turning those clicks into profitable actions. That's the real measure of success in Google Ads.
Now, all of our sources talk about how important it is to set clear goals,
Mm.
which I get, but to be honest, sometimes it feels like that's just a formality. Does it really make that much of a difference?
It makes a huge difference. Think of it like this. If you were setting sail on a ship without a destination, you're likely to end up lost at sea, right?
Oh, for sure.
And it's the same with Google Ads. If you don't have a clear understanding of what you're trying to achieve, you'll end up just wasting time and money.
Okay, I'm starting to see the light here. Now let's dive into the nitty-gritty. Keywords. Everyone talks about them, but the whole keyword research thing, well, that can be a little overwhelming, to say the least. Any insider tips on how to really nail this?
One strategy that I think a lot of people overlook is the power of long-tail keywords. So imagine you're selling, let's say, organic dog treats. Instead of targeting a broad keyword like dog treats, we want to think about the specific needs of our ideal customer.
So instead of casting a wide net, you're
Well,
getting laser focus.
Exactly. So instead of dog treats, you might target grain-free dog treats for sensitive stomachs or organic dental chews for small dogs. These longer, more specific phrases, they attract a much more targeted audience, increasing your chances of conversion.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Our sources also talk about negative keywords. I have to admit, that one always confused me a little bit.
So negative keywords, they're essentially your way of telling Google, hey, don't show my ads to people searching for this.
Okay.
It's all about refining your audience and saving money.
So could you give us an example of how that works in practice?
Sure. Let's stick with our dog treat example. If you're only selling organic treats, you might add cheap dog treats or conventional dog treats as negative keywords. This is going to prevent your ad from showing up for searches that aren't relevant to what you're offering.
So we're weeding out the window shoppers
Mm-hmm.
and attracting the customers who are actually looking for what we offer. I'm starting to see how all these seemingly small details can make a huge difference in ROI.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now let's move on to the fun part, actually writing the ads.
Yeah.
I've always believed that words have the power to really captivate and convert. But with so many ads out there vying for attention, how do we make ours stand out?
Think of your ad copy like a billboard, but a tiny one. Competing for attention on a really busy city street, you have just a few seconds to grab someone's eye and make them want to click. The key is to create a headline that's not just relevant, but irresistible.
So we need to ditch the corporate jargon and inject some personality.
Definitely. Instead of saying like, buy dog treats online, try something more enticing like, spoil your pup with delicious organic treats. Use sensory language, evoke emotion, and highlight the unique benefits.
Oh, I like that. I can already picture those dog owners drooling. Now, what about the rest of the ad copy? How much information is too much?
Well, brevity is key. You just want to provide enough information to pique their interest and make them want to learn more. Highlight your unique selling proposition. Do you offer free shipping, a satisfaction guarantee, maybe a special discount?
So it's like a little teaser trailer for a movie.
Exactly. And just like a good trailer, you want to end with a strong call to action. Don't leave them hanging. Tell them exactly what you want them to do next. Shop now, get a free quote, claim your discount. Make it clear and compelling.
Okay, I'm ready to unleash my inner copywriting ninja.
Mm.
But what happens after someone clicks on our irresistible ad? Where do they land? This is where landing pages come in, right?
Yes, the landing page is like the welcome mat for your website. If your ad is the enticing storefront, your landing page is the warm, inviting interior that really seals the deal.
And first impressions are crucial, right?
Oh, absolutely. Imagine you click on an ad that promises some amazing new dog training method, but then you land on a website that looks like it was designed in the 90s. Talk about a conversion killer.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. So how do we make sure that our landing pages are conversion magnets and not conversion killers?
Well, first and foremost, speed is paramount. People have the attention span of a goldfish these days. If your landing page takes more than a few seconds to load, you've already lost them.
Okay, speed. What else should we be thinking about?
Mobile responsiveness is non-negotiable. People are browsing on their phones, tablets, laptops, you name it. Your landing page needs to look amazing and function flawlessly on any screen size.
So no more squinting at tiny text on our phones.
Oh,
Or scrolling endlessly to find the button we're supposed to click.
exactly. And here's another crucial tip. Message match. Your landing page needs to perfectly align with the promise of your ad. So if your ad boasted about a 50% discount on organic dog treats, that discount better be front and center on your landing page.
Right, we don't want to trick anyone.
Nope. And finally, just like with your ad copy, you need a clear and compelling call to action. Don't make them hunt for it. Make it stand out. Tell them exactly what to do.
Okay, so we've covered setting goals, mastering keywords, crafting that killer ad copy, and creating landing pages that convert. But managing all this sounds like a full-time job. Is there any way to make our lives a little easier without sacrificing results?
There is. Let me introduce you to the magic of automation.
Automation. Tell me more.
Google Ads offers a suite of smart bidding strategies that can automate a lot of the tedious and time-consuming aspects of campaign management.
Oh, now you're speaking my language. I am all about working smarter, not harder. So tell me about these smart bidding strategies.
Well, let's say your main goal is to get as many conversions as possible within your budget. There's a strategy called Maximize Conversions that'll automatically adjust your bids to help you achieve just that.
So Google is basically doing the heavy lifting for us.
It's a powerful tool, but it's important to remember that even with automation, we still need to be strategic. We need to set clear goals, monitor our campaigns, and make adjustments as needed.
Right, so we're not just setting it and forgetting it. We're still the captains of the ship.
Exactly. Think of automation as your first mate, helping you navigate those complex waters of Google Ads and freeing up your time so you can focus on the bigger picture.
I like that analogy. All right, this is all starting to make sense now. We've talked about goals, keywords, writing ads, creating those landing pages, and even automation. But how do we make sure our ads are actually reaching the right people? Because we can have the best ad copy in the world and a stunning landing page. But if it's not reaching the right audience, it's all for nothing, right?
That is a great point, and that's where the power of audience targeting comes in. Google Ads allows you to get super specific about who sees your ads, so you're not wasting impressions on people who aren't interested in what you offer.
So what kind of targeting options are we talking about here?
Well, we're talking demographics, interests, behaviors, even the type of device they're using. So let's say you're selling luxury dog beds. You might target people who are interested in, say, high-end pet products, people who live in affluent zip codes, and who frequently shop online for luxury goods.
So we're basically painting a detailed portrait of our ideal customer.
Exactly. And it gets even more interesting. You can actually target people based on their past online behavior. This is called retargeting.
Oh, retargeting. Is that how those ads for shoes I was just looking at magically follow me around the internet?
That's exactly it. So let's say someone visits your website, browses your luxury dog beds, but doesn't make a purchase. With retargeting, you can gently remind them about those comfy beds and entice them to come back and complete that purchase.
Oh, that's brilliant. What other targeting tricks can we use?
Another really powerful technique is called lookalike audiences. And this is where Google uses its AI to analyze your existing customers and then finds other users who share similar traits and behaviors.
So it's like cloning our best customers.
You could say that. It allows you to expand your reach beyond your current customers and find new prospects who are highly likely to be interested in what you're offering.
Okay, that's super powerful stuff. But with all this targeting power, how do we make sure we're not being too creepy or intrusive?
That's a really valid concern, and it's important to strike a balance between personalization and privacy.
So we want to be helpful, but not stalkerish.
Right, transparency is key. Be upfront about how you're using their data, and give people the option to opt out of personalized advertising.
Okay, makes sense. I'm starting to feel like a Google Ads ninja now, armed with all these targeting techniques. But with so many variables at play, how do we know what's actually working? How do we measure our success and make sure we're constantly improving?
That's where A/B testing comes in.
A/B testing.
So imagine you have two versions of an ad, A and B. A/B testing lets you run both versions simultaneously and see which one performs better.
It's like a digital duel.
You could say that. You can test different headlines, descriptions, calls to action, even images and videos by constantly experimenting and analyzing the results. You'll learn what resonates best with your audience and continuously optimize your campaigns for the best results.
So it's all about data-driven decision-making.
That's what makes Google Ads so fascinating. It's this blend of art and science, creativity and data.
I'm loving this.
Yeah.
But with all this testing and tweaking and analyzing, how do we keep track of all the data? I'm not
Yeah.
exactly a spreadsheet wizard.
Don't worry, Google provides some powerful tools for tracking and analyzing your performance. One of the most valuable is Google Analytics.
Google Analytics. I have to admit, I've always been a bit intimidated by that one.
It can seem daunting at first, but once you get the hang of the basics, it's like your best friend.
Okay, so what kind of insights can we get from Google Analytics?
You can track website traffic, user behavior, conversion rates, ROI, you name it. It's a treasure trove of information, and it helps you understand exactly how people are interacting with your website and your ads.
Wow, so we can see what pages people are visiting, how long they're staying, and ultimately what's leading to those conversions.
Exactly, and the best part is Google Analytics is always evolving, with new features and functionalities being added all the time.
So there's always something new to learn.
Always. And remember, the key with Google Analytics is to not just collect data, but to actually use that data to inform your decisions and optimize your campaigns.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We talked about the importance of setting goals, mastering keywords, crafting that compelling ad copy, creating high-converting landing pages, and even diving into the world of automation and data analysis.
It's been quite a journey.
It has, and I feel like I'm already becoming a Google Ads expert. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what's one piece of advice you would give to someone who's just starting out with Google Ads?
Don't be afraid to experiment. Google Ads is a constantly evolving platform. What works today might not work tomorrow.
So we need to be willing to test and tweak our campaigns.
You got it. The beauty of Google Ads is that it's incredibly flexible and customizable. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. It's all about finding what works best for your specific business and goals.
That's encouraging to hear. So it's not about following a rigid set of rules, but about finding what resonates with our unique audience and brand.
Exactly. Embrace the journey, stay curious, and never stop learning. The possibilities with Google Ads are endless.
This has been an incredible start to our Google Ads deep dive. I'm feeling way more confident about tackling my next campaign.
That's great to hear, and we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore, from maximizing brand awareness to building lasting customer relationships.
Oh, I can't wait to dive deeper into all of that. Stay tuned for part 2 of our Google Ads adventure coming up next.
It's funny, we often think of Google Ads as this transactional tool. It's all about getting those clicks and conversions.
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that. I get so focused on the immediate results that I kind of forget about the bigger picture.
But Google Ads can also be really powerful for building brand awareness and cultivating those long-term relationships with customers. It's not just about making the sale today. It's about creating connections that'll last.
The long game. I like that. But how do we actually use Google Ads for brand building? Aren't those display ads all over the internet enough?
Display ads definitely have their place, but we can go beyond just, visual presence. Think about those ads that stick with you, the really memorable ones. They tell a story, evoke an emotion, they make a lasting impression.
Like those heartwarming holiday commercials, the ones that make you want to hug your family and bake cookies.
Exactly. So how do we bring that brand building magic to our Google Ads campaigns? Well, one powerful technique is storytelling. Instead of just listing features and benefits, we can craft ad copy that connects with our audience on an emotional level. Share your brand's story, highlight your values, showcase what makes you unique.
So it's about creating an experience, not
Yeah.
just, delivering information.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of visuals. Choose images and videos that really capture your brand's essence and evoke those emotions. Remember, we're not just targeting demographics. We're connecting with individuals.
Okay, I'm ready to ditch the stock photos and unleash my inner storyteller. Now, what about building those long-term customer relationships? We talked about retargeting earlier, but is there more to it than just reminding people about products they already seen?
Oh, absolutely. Retargeting is great for re-engaging potential customers, but we can go a step further and use Google Ads to nurture those relationships. We can create targeted campaigns for different stages of the customer journey.
Okay, tell me more about this customer journey thing.
So let's say someone just subscribed to your email list. You might create a welcome campaign, maybe offer them a discount or some exclusive content as a thank you for joining your community. Or let's say someone added stuff to their cart but abandoned the purchase. You can send them a gentle nudge, like a free shipping offer or a reminder about their saved items.
So it's like sending them personalized messages as they move through their journey with us.
Precisely. And don't forget about loyalty programs and rewards. Google Ads can be great for promoting those and encouraging repeat purchases, turning those casual buyers into brand advocates.
Ah, yes, the holy grail of marketing, turning customers into raving fans. But with all this talk about the long game and building relationships, are there any downsides to Google Ads? Can we become too reliant on it? Or are there any, pitfalls we should be aware of?
Like any powerful tool, Google Ads can have its drawbacks. If it's not used responsibly, one potential pitfall is falling into the clickbait trap.
Clickbait, us. Those headlines that promise the world but deliver, well, not much.
Exactly. We can use clever wording and eye-catching visuals, but we never want to mislead people or make promises we can't keep.
Right, it's about being enticing but also authentic. We want to attract clicks, but we also want to build trust.
You got it. Honesty is always the best policy.
Speaking of honesty, let's talk about money. Budgets, that scary word that keeps us marketers up at night. Can Google Ads become a financial black hole?
It's true. Google Ads can be like an auction where you're bidding against other advertisers. And if we're not careful, we can definitely burn through our budget without seeing results.
So how do we prevent that? Do we need to become financial wizards overnight?
Not necessarily. It's all about setting clear budget limits, tracking your spending closely, and analyzing those campaign results. Make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck.
So being mindful, strategic, and watching those numbers.
Exactly. It's not about spending the most. It's about spending smart.
Okay, smart spending, I like that.
Yeah.
But even with the best strategies and budgets, I sometimes worry that we're losing sight of something important. Am I being too sentimental?
Not at all. In all this talk about data and optimization, it's easy to forget that we're dealing with real people.
Right. Sometimes I get so caught up in the numbers that I forget about the human element.
We're not just targeting demographics, we're connecting with individuals. Empathy is key.
So put ourselves in our audience's shoes. Understand their needs and what they're searching for.
Exactly. Effective marketing is about understanding your audience, speaking their language, offering solutions that actually resonate with them.
It's about creating those aha moments where
Yeah.
our ad really connects with someone.
And that elevates marketing from a transaction to an interaction. It's about building trust and relationships.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired to bring some empathy and humanity back into my Google Ads campaigns.
Yeah.
But all this talk about automation and data makes me wonder, is there a risk of becoming too reliant on technology? Are we losing that human touch?
That's a great question, and it's one that a lot of marketers are thinking about. As technology gets more and more advanced, it's tempting to just hand everything over to algorithms.
Yeah, is AI going to replace marketers? Are we all going to be obsolete?
I don't think so. AI is going to play a big role in marketing, that's for sure, but I don't think it'll ever fully replace the human element.
Phew, that's a relief. I was imagining a world where robots were writing all the ad copy.
I think it's more about finding the right balance. Between human ingenuity and technology, automation can free us up from the boring stuff so we can focus on being creative and strategic. It can also help us analyze all that data so we can make smarter decisions.
So automation becomes our partner.
Exactly. But remember, at its core, marketing is about human connection. It's about understanding people's needs and motivations, crafting messages that resonate with them, and that requires empathy, intuition, creativity. Those are human qualities.
So while AI might be great at crunching numbers, it can't replicate the human heart and soul that makes marketing truly effective.
Exactly. The best marketers will be the ones who can combine data-driven insights with creative storytelling and strategic thinking with empathetic understanding. They use technology as a tool, not a replacement.
It's not about humans versus machines. It's about finding that perfect harmony.
You got it.
Okay, I'm seeing the bigger picture now.
And as we move into the future of digital marketing, let's remember to embrace both technology and human connection.
This has been such an insightful conversation. I feel like my mind is blown wide open.
There's always so much to learn and explore in the world of Google Ads.
And we still have more ground to cover. There's a whole universe of strategies and tactics out there.
We've only just begun.
Speaking of which, what's one emerging trend in Google Ads that you're particularly excited about?
You know, one that's really caught my eye is the increasing focus on privacy and giving users more control over their data. With all the concerns about data collection and targeted advertising, Google is rolling out new features that give users more say in how they experience ads.
So it's about finding that balance between personalization and privacy.
Exactly. I think this shift towards transparency is a good thing for everyone. Marketers, A&D consumers. It challenges us to be more creative with our targeting, and it helps build trust with our audience.
Makes sense. When people feel like they're in control, they're more likely to engage with brands they trust.
Exactly. And in the long run, that's what leads to real, sustainable growth.
Okay, before we move on to our final part,
Mhm.
I have to ask, what's the biggest mistake you see people making with Google Ads? The thing that's almost guaranteed to sabotage their ROI.
One of the most common and costly mistakes is neglecting ongoing optimization. People set up their campaigns, launch them, and then they just forget about them. They don't monitor performance, analyze the data, or make those little tweaks and adjustments that can make all the difference.
So it's not a set it and forget it
Yeah.
situation.
Definitely not. Google Ads is constantly changing, so your campaigns need attention. To stay ahead of the game and keep those conversions coming in, think of it like tending a garden. You wouldn't just plant the seeds and walk away, right?
I love that analogy. So we need to be constantly weeding, watering, and nurturing our campaigns.
Exactly. Monitoring, analyzing, optimizing, those are the keys to unlocking the true power of Google Ads.
Okay, I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and get to work. I'm feeling inspired to not just create amazing campaigns, but to really keep them running smoothly.
That's what makes Google Ads so exciting. It's a constant challenge and a constant learning experience.
I can't wait to see what other Google Ads secrets we uncover in the final part of our deep dive. Stay tuned for more insights and action steps. All right, so we've talked about a lot, the power of Google Ads, how to use data, the art of storytelling and advertising, even the ethics of it all.
We've covered a lot of ground, that's for sure.
But as we wrap up our deep dive here, is there anything else we should be thinking about? Any final piece of the puzzle when it comes to maximizing ROI on Google Ads?
The one thing that stands out to me is the need to be adaptable, to be flexible and embrace change. This digital marketing landscape, it's like a constantly shifting sand dune. What worked yesterday might be buried under a pile of new trends tomorrow.
So we got to be like digital ninjas, ready to adapt and adjust at any moment.
Exactly. We can't be rigid. We have to be constantly testing, experimenting, refining our approaches, based on all the data and feedback we're getting.
That sounds exciting, but also kind of scary. How do we even, cultivate that level of adaptability?
Well, first and foremost, we need to stay informed. We've talked about following industry blogs and all that, but it goes beyond just reading the headlines.
Right. It's not just about knowing what's happening, but understanding why it's happening.
Exactly. Be a critical thinker, question everything, analyze the data, look for those insights that can give you an edge.
So connecting the dots and seeing the bigger picture.
Exactly. It's like playing chess. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a pawn to win the game.
Interesting.
We have to be willing to let go of strategies that aren't working, to experiment, try new things, maybe even fail a little bit along the way.
Fail. But failure is bad, right? Especially when we're talking about ROI.
Well, the thing about failure is it's a chance to learn. Every time something doesn't work out, we get valuable data. We can adjust our course and come back even stronger. In the world of Google Ads, there's no such thing as a real failure.
I like that.
And remember, adaptability is not just about changing your strategies. It's about changing your mindset. Develop a growth mindset where you see challenges as opportunities to learn.
So always be learning, always be growing.
Exactly. Be curious, open to new ideas, step outside your comfort zone.
So Google Ads isn't just about, technical skills. It's a whole way of thinking.
It absolutely is. Being adaptable, agile, constantly improving. It's a journey.
Yeah.
And the world of Google Ads is always evolving. We have to evolve with it.
This has been eye-opening, truly. Thanks so much for sharing all this with me and with our listeners.
My pleasure. I love talking about Google Ads, as you can probably tell.
And to our listeners, we hope this deep dive is giving you some new tools and ideas to take your Google Ads game to the next level. Remember, stay curious, keep experimenting, never stop learning. The world of digital marketing is vast, but that's what makes it so exciting. Embrace the challenge and watch your ROI soar. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.